Hello, Mr. Hofmanis.
Hello, sir. How are you?
It's a pleasure for me to meet you.
No, it's the best.
I thoroughly enjoyed Who Killed Captain Alex and other Wakaliwood productions. And my first question is: I read that you first got involved with Wakaliwood when you saw a clip on the internet.
Oh yeah.
And instantly decided to move to Uganda 2 weeks later. Could you tell us something about your general story and how you got involved with Wakaliwood?
No, I'll tell you. It was 90 seconds. It was the trailer for Who Killed Captain Alex, Uganda's first. And I will tell you the truth. I saw it in a bar on St. Mark's Place in New York City, in the East Village. And I made the decision to go to Uganda before the video finished. So it was in the middle of those 90 seconds. I was like, oh, man. And that was it. And, you know, what happened is that I couldn't find any information on the guy. He had gone viral a year before I saw it. I saw it late, you know. And by the way, I want to just shout out, like, anyone who saw that video in the beginning, like, they're the ones who built all this, you know, because all those fans who saw it in the beginning shared it and spread it around, and it's because it had that momentum. That's how I saw it, but then that's how it's getting out. It's all, this is pure fan based, pure fans. So what happened is, I mean, I just thought it was insane, but also genius, I thought, and funny and crazy. And I know that you look at it and like, okay, you know he loves Rambo, and you know he loves Bruce Lee, but what the hell is this? But what happened was I went home very quickly, and I Googled him, and you couldn't find anything. You know, another little clip, another like 45 seconds here, 60 seconds, but that's it. Nothing, no interviews, nothing in chat rooms. No one knew anything. People thought maybe the films were never made. They saw the clip and that's all it is. Or maybe it is a comedy sketch, you know. But no, I thought it was real. I thought it was real. And so I would have went the next day to Uganda, but the ticket was like $6,000. So I went 2 weeks later, and that's it. And I didn't call, I didn't email. I jumped on the plane, and I knew I'd find him. And I did. I found him the first day, and we'll see. I think the rest may be history, or something, or how do you call it? Or a warning to everyone to either do this or not do this. I don't know yet. But yeah.
And was it hard for you to get accepted as a white guy get accepted by the Ugandan community?
No, no. They killed me instantly. No, it's not like that. It's like, you know, now because I live there, I understand a lot more. But things like the tribe is called Buganda, right? The language is Luganda, the country is Uganda. But Buganda means bundle. It means like a group. And that's how they call the people, meaning everyone, you're accepted, you're part of it. No, I was adopted by the Nchima monkey clan the first day I met everyone, and I was given the name Ssali. So my full name, my name here is Alan, Hofmanis. My name in Uganda is Alan Ssali Nchima Musaja Wakabaka Nemefani Yesu Muganda Laptop Hofmanis. For real.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm one of the imperial bodyguards for the royal family. That's Musaja Wakabaka. And Nchima is, my brother is a monkey. Because I'm part of the monkey clan. So no, it's quite the opposite. It's quite the opposite. For everyone though. But I was the first American they've ever met. I'm also the first white guy for sure, but also the first
first non-Ugandan guy?
Oh yeah, and the first fan. You know, I think there was someone like some Swedish journalist who came like a year before, but it was already in Uganda. Like they did talked when it went viral in the beginning, but they didn't. You know, they didn't care.
So you made them as huge as they are now.
Well, it's them. I think no, he would have been huge. I think anyway, but he might have. Maybe after he's dead.
Okay.
No, what I mean is like I think after he died, they may have been some kind of retrospective, like might have been something. But I in some ways, yeah, I'm like a link to the West because all I'm doing is showing a light, man. You know, I'm just shining a light, going like, dude, this is sick. And then I think, but you can't convince people of anything; they have to see it. So I can yell and say this is great, but I think, I can put a little light on it, and then people see it, and now it's got its own life, man. I have no idea.
Could you tell us something about the working conditions? Because I read that you never use budgets above $200.
I try to get them, for the Cannibal movie, I wanted at least like $5,000. He's like, what for? He's like, what do you need it for? What did I mean, like 400 maybe? I don't know. Why do we can still pay people. We can do it. But yeah, and the truth is, so for Captain Alex, at the time, we said it was $200. And the truth is, it's not $200. It's $85.
Wow.
Yeah, it's less than that.
Wow.
But because also, like, that was a couple of years ago, and I didn't want to exaggerate because they kept looking at $85, and one, that number doesn't sound right. 200, somehow I believe it, 85 I don't, and also I didn't want to exaggerate, but no, as we keep looking, it's $85. And I'll tell you this, the Bad Black, the film tonight is $65. It's less than that.
Wow.
And I'll tell you this, the child kung fu film Crazy World is nothing. There's nothing spent on that. There's nothing.
Wow.
It's just shot. I mean, yes, Isaac had to find the hard drives, and he builds the computers out of scrap, and he's the one, who pays for the electricity, and he actually had to pay for the pole and buy the cable for electricity to bring it in. Like, he had to pay for all, so there's expense like that, but there's no operating budget.
And who helped you with the effects on Who Killed Captain
Oh,
Alex?
it's all Isaac.
Oh.
Everything is completely self-taught. And understand, he taught himself not just like the edit, but how to use the cameras.
Wow.
Plus, of course, like how to do a marketing system, distribution, all that. But no, everything on the computers, he taught. He had a book on computer repair. From that, he learned how to build computers. And for the software, understand, he taught himself Combustion, After Effects, and Premiere.
Wow.
Without YouTube tutorials.
Wow, that's impressive.
You know what I mean? Like, he's doing this like with it, in a different language. It's not in Luganda, man.
And it can occur that the computer crashes.
Oh yeah, and we've lost a lot of films, actually, a lot of feature films because of that.
Also lost a lot of scenes from Who Killed Captain Alex, and for that reason you included the VJ, didn't you? And who came up with that idea?
No, the VJ. So the VJ, there's over a 30-year tradition of that, and it's Uganda, meaning it's not Nigeria, it's not Kenya, it's Uganda, and what it is. So it started around 1984, and right before then was the Civil War period in Uganda. So it could be quite violent, and everyone is fleeing the violence, right? So they're living in the villages. But at this time, it's becoming peaceful, so they come back to the city.
Yeah.
And this is the first time in a generation that the people are open to outside influences. Because, say, the Idi Amin period, it was very Africa for Africa. He liked Scotland, but it was like Africa, right? So, but now, they're open. So they're open to music, hip-hop, Beastie Boy, whatever it is. Like, they're loving it all. And movies. And that's the same time as Schwarzenegger and Rambo and Van Damme and all of that. And they went nuts for these kinds of movies. And I think for a few reasons. One is that they're really cool. Two, they're silent movies. Like, you watch Rambo, you don't need to know English to understand it. I mean, like, it's revenge, you get it, But at the same time, they did want to know what they're saying. And then now that's a technical problem. Because, like, how do you put subtitles on a VHS tape in a ghetto, and like, how do you do it? And then what dialect? Because there's many different dialects, and also illiteracy is a huge problem anyway, And so, what do you do? And then someone had the idea back in 1984 that what if we have a live narrator? What if I have a microphone, and I'll stay here by the screen, and I will explain what Schwarzenegger is saying. The problem was he didn't know either, because he didn't know English. So he just made it up, and it became comedy. It became a pure comedy act, and it went crazy. And so, yeah.
Was the dialogue of Vijayami improvised, or was it scripted?
No, it's in Luganda. He watches the film once, and is like, and he's got it. And so for English, we had to rehearse it because he's still learning English.
Okay.
So we worked together. Like, he knows what he wants to try to say. And like because he wants to invent English slang now. So he's like, can I say, like, expect the unexpectable? I'm like, yeah. And so then we record it as a sound separate because he has a hard time speaking English for 90 minutes. for a full feature. So we do it scene by scene. We take it a little slow. So it's a little bit, it's mixed a bit, but I mean, he's learning it fast, and then we are enjoying it a lot. And then soon the plan really is that in the spring to get ready for, like, say, a tour. We could bring not just Isaac, but to make it so it's a live VJ experience where you watch a Wakaliwood film, but then also Rambo.
Oh, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I know. You know, to watch like Commando. And it's crazy because we're already rehearsing it, and him talking about Schwarzenegger and Commando, he's like, you know, Schwarzenegger is like the world's greatest African, you know, more Africa than African. He's like freaking, it's just nuts, dude. It's nuts. So yeah, all this, I mean, it's coming, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
And could you tell us something about the upcoming Wakaliwood projects?
Yeah, so I think, you know, I've been away for, I think, 3 days, and I bet he has another movie now. I bet. So I think, I have to count. We had 6 films in production. I think he finished one recently. We have about 6 in production. We have Ugandan Ninja, that's he's starting. We have the Ugandan Expendables, that one in the middle of. We have Eaten Alive in Uganda. A lot of Uganda in this. Eaten Alive in Uganda. We just finished $1 Million Kid, which is it's a children action film, like science fiction, where I'm a mad scientist. I create a robot. They steal the remote control. But the remote control controls the robot, but also you. So if I go like this, now you are like bomb, bomb, bomb. So it's all these children in the village making all their teachers do crazy things, and the adults, and basically getting the adults to behave the way the kids wanted them. They should, and also like in a good way. Like you should stop. You know, you should go to work today. You should do this. It's very cute. You have those, yeah. So that's a few of them. Wow,
I saw a Kickstarter campaign on the internet where you said that everyone could act in a Wakaliwood movie. Could you tell us how we could get involved ourselves in a Wakaliwood movie, for example?
Yeah, and so I tell you, the problem is we're a victim of we're working. It's working. And so we were planning on, we can still do it. It was the Tebat Tesula Ebola. Basically, so Tebat Tesula was his action film, and it's lost. And he made it at the same time as Captain Alex. There were 2 films together he was making. He was exporting the film. It was finished. The power zipped through the village, and it burned the computer, it burned the hard drive, so we lost the entire film. So he went into a big depression. This is back in 2010. For 6 months, because he thought it was his masterpiece, you know, and it's gone. So, but he's like, no, but it can come back. So then Tebat Tesula Ebola is like the remake, the reworking of it. So the idea is that, yeah, people around the world, you know, can kill them, can die, and you can become a Ugandan action movie star without leaving your home in Austria or Ireland or South Korea or wherever you are. You just shoot yourself dying or something, and you send us the video, and we'll put it into the film. What I think we're going to do now is maybe like a TV series. It's more like a web series, because frankly, we have a lot of, you know, people want to do this. Yeah, and you know, to make it only a 90-minute or less movie, I think it's a TV series in this. And so these are things to talk about, because it could even like begin in Austria, where like in the Ebola hunter, he gets the notice, what it's in Austria, we gotta go, in like the helicopter, you know, and then people hear him die, and then the next week it will be Mumbai, you know, we'll be in Malaysia, we will be in, you know, Paris. Yeah, and no one is doing that. We're crowdsourcing, but instead of crowdsourcing money, we're crowdsourcing deaths. We're, you know, action stars is what we're doing. It's like, you know, and I'll tell you this: we already have a scene, and it's shot with Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, wow, he shot it. He's
pretty cool.
What happened was that there was this short documentary, like a 10-minute, you know, on us, and they wanted, you know, they had contacts. So they reached out to everyone. They reached out to Stallone, to Schwarzenegger, to Van Damme, to Steven Seagal, and they all said no. But it's not like that. If Isaac was from Brooklyn, right? If he was from Austria, he would have been famous, I think, 20 years ago. The challenge right now is like, well, who's done business in Uganda? Who's done, like, can you do business this way? Like, these are just questions, you know? I think the answer is yes, but it takes a little time to get people used to the idea. And I know what people were afraid of in the beginning is the idea of like guns and violence in Africa, even though they're making comedies. And so Schwarzenegger and people, they know us, man. And because they have kids, like the kid's like, Dad, you got to go to Africa. And he's like, yeah, that's kind of funny, you know. It's like, you know, they know us. But then there's this thing, it's like, can you work with us? Can you not? And so they said no politely. But then 2 weeks later, Dolph Lundgren called and things. And he said, I didn't even know about this. My agent is the one who rejected this. But you guys are awesome. I've been following you for years. Like, what do you need? And we were like holy shit. And so he shot a very nice, like thank you. Like he just on his cell phone, you know. And he's like, listen, guys, you know, I want you to know that we're watching you here in Hollywood and think you guys are great. And, you know, keep up the good work. And, you know, like go on, like a little, like, you know, 45 seconds monologue. And so we did that, and then we're like, shit, I think we can get him for something. Wow. And so we wrote like a 1-page script for part of another movie, and we sent it to him, and he did it. And he, like a couple weeks later, he sent it back to us, and he used his same iPhone, and he's wearing a Hawaiian shirt. I think he's in his kitchen, like cutting carrots or something. But then he's holding the phone like this in character. And he's like, Commando so-and-so, this is Captain whatever, you know, you need to go over there and bring me the head of so-and-so, you know, and you better bring me the head or die trying. Something like that. But in character, wearing a Hawaiian shirt. But he did it for us. And so you see what that means, like for that film. Now say if we have you dying and such, you are now co-starring in a film with Dolph Lundgren, and like we'll even do like a poster and like you have an even bigger name than him or something. But the way he did it is the way we want. Like, it's just on his phone. It's not like some big crew. It's not some big thing. It's like, it's simple and easy that anyone can do it. Yeah.
Have you already managed to get in contact with any other celebrity apart from Dolph Lundgren?
Not directly like that. Yeah. It's what I think it's going to be the next films.
I think that someone like Tommy Wiseau, if you know him, would probably be well suited for a movie like yours.
When I come back, we're gonna VJ The Room.
Oh wow!
Nice. And I'm not gonna tell them anything. Like if I don't know how they're gonna. I don't know if they're like, Alan, is this real? Like, is this? Are we like whatever you want, man? Say whatever you want. Like, well, I don't know if this is real. But we're gonna. That's one of because also what we want to do with the VJ is like we want to VJ movies. I mean, like Rambo, and there's a problem, of course, at rights now how to do that. But I think we can. I think there's a way to do it, because I think this idea with the VJ, it's going to work. And I tell you how it's also going to work is other parts of the world. Like I think other countries are going to start doing this, even South America and things, because he talks about other things. It's not just the movie; it's culture. It's like, you know, life there, and you know.
I thought it's really hilarious.
It's freaking funny, dude.
I really thank you for taking your time to talk to us.
Fun.
And I really adore the creativity and passion you put into your projects. And I wish you the best of luck on your upcoming projects.
You should come to Uganda. We want to kill you in person.
Maybe I will sometime.
You should.
Thanks a lot.
Man. See you.